Good evening, gentlemen, once again. And again, very sorry for the ugly music that you can hear in the background. There's a music festival not too far away from my home, so we have to deal with it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this fight between Richard Riakporhe and Chris Billam-Smith. Like you may hear in the previous video that I made about the fight that's taking place on the same card between Isaac Chamberlain and Jack Macy. Mm, Betting on the UK boxing has always been an Achilles heel for me because many times I would decide to bet on those fights, but having only a very limited amount of time to get to know those fighters, watch just fight or two or even multiple fights from both of them in a few days leading to their fight. But it's very different when you do it even if you have enough of time to watch let's say 5 or 6 fights from each of them. It's still, to me personally, it's risky when I'm discovering those fighters, watching them for the first time in those few days leading to the fight. It's a job is much easier when I'm already accustomed to a fighter, that I already watched him and I know how he fights and his style, more or less, when I already had the opportunity to watch him previously, months ago, years ago, and I remember his way of boxing, of fighting. And so that's the same case with Richard Riakporhe who and Chris Billam-Smith. Uh, Riakporhe, I probably saw certainly certainly saw a fight or two of him years ago, but that's it. I completely forgot how he fights. Same thing from Billam-Smith. I mean, I'm certain that I even bet multiple times on him. That's how I discovered his name, because he would often pop up in the betting offers on the websites I was betting on. So I would take my time to watch his fights. I've watched many of them, but I unfortunately also with him I forgot how he really fights and all the details. So I had to watch him a bit again, watch the first fight in between him and Riakporhe, and some other fights as well. But all of that in order to tell you that the peak that how do you say, my pick is this time is far away from being let me find the right word, uneducated. The pick for this fight is an uneducated one, something that I really, really hate to do, that I was doing in the past, let's say, year. Because in the past year, I was just, I would place some bets just for fun here or there without actually watching fights, just for fun. And that's how. mm, I mean, my bets are small, not big, but that was the first time in that I lost a small amount on my betting account. But either way, betting that way, I lose some money. I didn't win, so it just tells you that that you have to do a proper study of the matchup of the fight before betting on it. Even if you like the way I'm betting, predicting fights, breaking them down, this time I didn't get enough time to watch both of them because I spent multiple days watching Jack Macy and Isaac Chamberlain, who are appearing on the same card tonight. So all of that in order to tell you that you should, you probably shouldn't give too much importance to my pick for this very fight in between Billam-Smith and Riakporhe, because that's the, I shouldn't have even bet on the fight, because that's something that I really hate, and yet I started doing it in the last I don't know, year more or less. Just like I told you, just betting for fun, but I hate it. I really want to. I usually try to do this betting thing studiously, approach it studiously and seriously, because I want to bet like a professional should. Does not matter that at this current moment I'm not betting big money, but it's the same if you know how, if you know the basics of betting, what strategy you should use. You know, it's the same. Doesn't matter if you bet $1 euro per fight, or if you bet thousand or thousands of dollars per fight. The concept is the same, and it is that you're betting just one very small percentage of your entire betting roll on a fight, and preferably you would always play singles. But I'll break it down in some other video, not because I'm I'm some important figure in betting or anything like that, like many people would like to pretend, but just contrary of that, because I want you guys to know and not get suckered by terrible pathological liars like Mark, like many others. I don't want you to go through that, and there are many people like him that I never met, but that exist, trying to sucker you for one or other reason, for whatever the reason is behind it. Yeah, but I'll make a video on the basics of betting and betting strategy, just because of that, because I don't want to bullshit you, or to hear you getting bullshitted by anyone else. Yeah, so I watched their fight in between Riakporhe and Billam-Smith, and some of their recent fights. I mean, I would not even, I don't have too much to say about the very matchup technique wise, style wise. Also, I would like to say that I hope that Riakporhe, and I think that in their first fight he adjusted uh, in the later rounds of their fight. I think that he finally understood that when Billam-Smith is looking to get on the inside and close the distance, that he needs to take a small step back before punching, and that's how he hurt him in one of those late rounds, or maybe even multiple times. I think hurt him that way, and I saw even Billam-Smith's other opponents landing nicely on him whenever they understood that concept that he's looking to lean in and step in and close the distance, and that's what needs to be timed with the step back or to the angle, but creating some room, because Billam-Smith can be on the outside, jabbing on the outside, but he's either on the outside, but when he's fighting, when he's really fighting, he he wants to deny you that room, and Riakporhe would need to create some room for himself for his punches. And I saw him doing it successfully in the later rounds of their fight. And so, like I told you, very similar to the other fight in between Isaac Chamberlain and Jack Macy. This one too could very well we could very well see a stoppage, but it's also a bit more probable for it to go to the late rounds or full 12. And this time I would listen to Dell, to Blue Collar Sports TV that I mentioned in the previous video, and him telling me that basically Riakporhe is the definite A side in this matchup, that the judges definitely want to see winning the fight if it goes to full 12. And so, with that being said, I I bet on Riakporhe. I put one unit at 1.363 at decimal odds. So decimal odds 1.36 on Riakporhe. That's what I took. Since then, as you can see on this very video, it changed just slightly. Right now it's 1.38 on Richard Riakporhe. Now I don't know. I should probably give you the different odds. American odds, yeah. So Riakporhe is minus 260. But sorry, I cannot deal with any other type of odds other than decimal, because that's what I'm used to. Yeah, so I put one unit at 1.36 on Riakporhe. In the future video about betting, I will be talking about what percentage is my unit and what the actual unit should be. Have a great night. See you.